It's Black History Month, people. Normally in Black History, I am always compelled and I'm always posting and I'm always talking about Black people and some of the first and some of the pioneers and some of the things I posted over and over. And there's so much going on in this month. You got Valentine's Day, and I am a serial entrepreneur. So you'll see my videos where I'm selling Valentine's Day baskets. You better go check them out. Then I have my Black History t-shirts. And this year, rather than just put out what they have done in our pioneers, I want to talk about the things that you guys don't even think about. Let me start here. I remember the first time that I heard somebody say that they were tired of slave movies. And I think it was Nick Cannon mentioned it, Snoop Dogg. They said, we are so tired of seeing these slave movies. And I remember being so aggravated. They were, at that time, I think 12 Years a Slave was coming out, and Selma was coming out, and different ones. And what made me mad was that they did not understand the impact. It wasn't about making Black people look weak. It was about you understanding the struggle and the sacrifice made so that you can now be in a position to disrespect, disregard, or to ignore the very history that you walk in. That's why when so many Black people did not vote, your ancestors died and they were hosed down and beaten and to within inches of their lives and humiliated, so you could have the option to do something not smart and not vote, to act privileged and to not use what you were given. They died for that. And some of you voted for this man. There are some people, that's why I was so upset about Snoop and some of the others. This person who totally disregards everything about us. He is always stealing our culture. He's always absorbing himself in our culture, but he doesn't even respect us. There are some policies that directly affect us in droves because economically slavery has never ceased. Economically, slavery is live and well, and Jim Crow is live and well. We are still marginalized. We still have certain places where we can live. We still have real estate agents who won't show houses to you unless you're famous, and you can bypass that. So everything is still very much controlled. So when you have young people that do not respect the past and they don't understand the future, that is so disheartening to me. It is so disrespectful. It's a blatant disregard. And our entire judicial system is set up on precedent, meaning based on the past or based on history. So history repeats itself. There are so many of you sitting there laid back. I did a video about him canceling Black history, and he can't cancel us. And people were like, he would never. He can't. Honey, he is. And it's not like a declaration, or it's not about the executive orders. It is about how he is dismantling us and turning us against one another by just signing executive orders. You have people that are about to boycott Target. Not saying that you don't need to. Boycotting is powerful, but it's going to kill the Black owners the Black business owners who have made it to mass production. It could very well hurt them. So we will hurt them, bankrupt them while we're trying to prove a point. I'm not saying not to do it, but I'm saying let's be strategic. It's so important for us to stop being retroactive and start being proactive, to start thinking about the next move. There were so many people during the election that started to ask, well, what is Kamala's agenda? What has she done? What is she going to do? How is she going to fix it? When you never even ask number 47 that you voted for in droves. You never knew his format. He lied about everything. He would blatantly not lie and come back and lie, and nobody challenged it. You had media outlets. I mean, they ran everything about Kamala from beginning to end, but they would not address every lie that person blatantly told. Nothing. So we're always doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. I've been telling people, support the boycott. Make Target do what they said they were going to do. And before March 3rd, if you are a Target shopper, go in and target your dollar to all of those black businesses if you buy this stuff. If not, yeah, I totally agree with it. We've got to show our economic empowerment. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about it a little bit more because I want us to connect the dots and I want us to understand. But as we move into Black history, this is to all my white sisters and my white brothers. And when you don't understand our feelings and when you don't understand, because some people say you should let it go, we can never let it go. And what I mean by that, I didn't say that we could never forgive. I said we can never let it go. Because even when you don't say anything, your biases speak so loud. You have no clue what it feels like to be a black woman and to not be able to express herself. I work with a diverse group of people. I work with some immigrants who cannot even speak the language, and sometimes the way they come off is very rude, whether it be in an email or whether it's their audible, because they have speak the language brokenly, so they're saying things inappropriately. And everybody wants to manage me to say, well, they don't know. Nobody cared about what I didn't know. You have no idea what it feels like to make sure that you speak correct English, because if you do not, you will not be respected. Nobody thinks that when I speak in slang that it's cute or that it's a cute accent. But when other immigrants speak, when other migrants speak, people that were brought up that came over here on their own will, it's cute. It's okay. Businesses have outsourced their businesses in droves. They do outsourcing overnight everywhere, to make services cheap. And you get somebody, you're paying tax dollars in America, but you're getting somebody that doesn't understand you, and you have to try to make arrangements or discuss business with somebody like that. You don't know what it feels like to be a black person in America, and know that for whatever your job is, you've got to be twice as good. You've got to work twice as hard. You've got to think about every time you call off. You've got to manage your days. You can't take this many days. You don't want to do this. You're afraid to say vacation because they're going to start wondering where you get the money from. The biases that America has against black people just constantly grow and grow and grow because you don't want to talk about them. You have to talk about them, and you've got to be honest with yourself that you have them. Once you do that, we can have a real conversation, and you can start to see that we're really more like you and not as much different. People are people. There are good people and bad people in every ethnicity. It is not something that is just is committed or channeled to one group. But in Black History Month, I thought it pertinent that we have these conversations. You have no clue what it feels like that even if you're a law-abiding citizen as a black person, when you see the police behind you, there is a certain amount of fear because you don't know how it's going to go. Even with co-workers that know you and they know your children, but those same co-workers, if they saw your sons and they didn't know they were yours, would be afraid just because of a bias, because of a concept, just because of a thought that's out there. If you're going to celebrate Black history, number one, stop being afraid that every time we're celebrating Black history, we're coming at you. America, our history is ugly. It is what it is. Embrace it. Stop lying about it so that we can move forward together. I'm not going to forget, just like we never forget 9/11, 9/11. We never forget. Everybody loves that. We shouldn't forget the insurrection. I'm never going to forget my history. My history is the way I know how to go forward. And for those of you that were tired of the slave movies, it's about learning the past, respecting the past, understanding how the racist people think so that you can beat them at their game and move forward. Our ancestors did it, and we can stand to learn a lot from them. It's Candid with Kim in Black History Month. Watch, like, subscribe.